Welcome everyone to our session today on EduGems featuring Eric Curts and Ready to Run prompts for Google Gemini. Today you have Maria Jimenez, our CIT at Trevino Elementary, and myself, Debbie Pingle. If you have questions, you can put those in the chat, keep your mics muted, and we'll be happy to answer those questions. Today we're going to learn about classroom-ready prompts from Google Gemini. In this session, it features Eric Curts' EduGems, and you should walk away today ready to use these prompts and right away tomorrow. You can use them either this afternoon after the session. So welcome. EduGems are pre-made prompts that Eric Curts is creating. He has already over 100 of these EduGems, and he keeps developing more almost daily. They are custom AI prompts, so they're kind of an expert prompt already. So you don't have to go in and figure out what to ask the AI, the Gemini. You have a prompt that will help you. So like I said, check out Eric Curts. Here is the link. We will share the slides in the chat. And if you are watching the recording and don't have access to the slides, you can go to this control-alt-achieve.com. And this is Eric Curts' website. And once you're at his website, you can look for his EduGems, and you will find this. Maria is going to go over the actual site, so she'll go over all the navigation of those EduGems and what's included. Now, there are student tools as well in the EduGems. However, the students in elementary will not have access to Google Gemini. The students in high school will have access. So this might be some of the tools you can check out for high school students. But today we're mostly going to focus on how the teacher can use these tools. One of the activities that I did as an example was a jigsaw activity. So as we're teaching and we need an activity for students, I clicked on the link. Now when you come up here, you can use the gem. And if you just click on the link that Eric Curts gives you, you're ready to go and you're ready to ask for what you want, what kind of a jigsaw activity, of course, on this one. Now, if you want to change that prompt at all, he also provides a link for the gem itself so you can see the background, what he already set, what he's already asking in the gem, and you can tweak that a little bit if you want to make it your own or customize it. And each gem that he has, Maria is going to show you all the gems, has a little description. So you can see if this is the gem that you want to use. And this is my discussion with the Google Gemini. And I just put it on a Word document so you could see what I was asking. So I was using the custom gem, and I said, well, first Gemini said, "Hi, I'm here to help you get started with this activity." And it asks you a question, right? It says, to start working on 2.7a regarding objectives pushing, changing shape, and colliding, could you tell me how much time you have? Okay, so this was, actually I asked for this objective to do a jigsaw activity. So then I said, this activity will be a single 30-minute period. And if you spell things wrong, it's okay. It doesn't have to worry about spelling too much about that. And then Gemini came up with some more questions. So as we went, we just kept answering those questions. So I wanted a hands-on activity. Most students are reading at first grade or second grade level because they asked, what level they're at. And then it gives you some more, and it asks another question, like what kind of resources do I have available in the classroom? Because we don't want to have to go out and buy a whole bunch of resources. So I can say what I had. So I told what I had. I had the bouncy balls, the toy cars, sponges available. So then it's going to tailor my activities to that. So as we continue the chat, and then here it starts giving me the activity. So you can see it tells me like phase 1, you're going to have expert groups, and it gives me the chart for the groups and what materials you'll need for each group. So this is kind of like the teacher setup. And then it gives me phase 2, the home grouping reports, and at 12 minutes. And so I had also put in the leaders that we normally have. So if you have different roles that you provide for your students, like with the blended learning, this would be a great blended learning activity. You can put what roles you have so they can assign that. And then, of course, the materials. And then it gave me some notes on each station. So the goal for each station, what each person is going to do in that station, and what activity they're going to do at that station. So it's just kind of, it will prompt you, it will ask you, you could, put in your TEAC and what you're looking for that activity, and it gives you that information. So, and that all happens like in less, a couple minutes. And I have a jigsaw activity that then I just took to Canva, and I put the different station goals and the roles on little cards. So now I'm ready for my stations. I can put these at the station, and I can conduct that activity, that jigsaw activity. So that was just one of the EduGems that Eric Curts has to offer. And Maria's going to go over a few more with you and show you the whole site. It's just a quick and easy way for you not to have to figure out what the prompt is in Google Gemini. So this is using Google Gemini. We will share the slides with you. This is just the link to the direct Google Gemini. And I know we probably won't go back to the slides at the end because we'll be ready like for door prizes and stuff. At the very end, I also have a link for you to join Eric's email list. Each week he sends a newsletter by email, and he's always including his new EduGems as part of that email. So before they're even on the site, or they're probably on the site already, but each week he's notifying you of all the new ones that are coming out. So check that out, and if you're interested, join that email list, and he also has lots of other good information available there. So I'm going to turn it over to Maria and let her share her screen.
Okay.
So she can guide us through the actual website.
So can you see mine? Okay, you see everything I have.
Yes, we can see your screen now. Perfect.
Okay, perfect. Sorry. So how to get to it, right? So basic, we start with Google, and I'll just put EduGems. And it's our first link here. And this is our page. So on this tab, you have a lot of links, right? And it's overwhelming. So I recommend you going through the main page. It's the same thing, only that it's more friendly. Or more, not friendly, but it's it attracts you, like you want to know what it's about. So here, how Debbie said, is our newest EduGems. He is changing daily. He's adding more things to the website. Um, we do have, starting with the first one, that he has lessons and curriculum, lesson planning, curriculum design. We have lesson plan, accelerator reader, choice boards, real world examples. The jigsaw activity that Debbie used is actually here on this section. I've used station rotations, and I'll show you what that looks like too. I'm a P3 teacher, so how that helped me out to get ideas on the different rotations or centers that I could implement in my classroom. For instructional materials and content, we have coloring page maker, we have sentence starters, discussion prompts, song lyrics, story writer, worksheets, anything that's tying it into your uh, activities or lesson that you have for the week that you're like, what else can I create for the kids? Engagement and games. I thought this one was cute. Two truth and a lie game. So they have to come up with which one's a lie on a specific, say, theme or a teak that you're looking for. Where's the other one? Classroom taboo game, discussion prompts, teacher robot. And I'm going to show you the emoji definition game. I did go over that one just to try different ones out to practice. Student support and differentiation, accommodation suggestions, concepts analogies, ELL conversation, project breakdown. Some of these we won't be going into, or you could try it out and see like, okay, let me get ideas of how they're using it in other states. Like we have Ohio. I thought this one was good. Smart goals for our students that have an IEP or 504, or that we know that are under RTI. We have assessment, data, and grading. Most of these are for college levels, but there's others that help you for like exit tickets. You could put a YouTube video and they'll create a quiz for you. And then you have to go through each one and see if the questions or answer choices are appropriate. I know it's going to ask you like for what grade level you want the quiz for, but nonetheless, like you check and verify what the possible answer choices are there. Literacy, reading and writing language. Like I said, some of these are for secondary, but there's others that elementary teachers could use. And math and science STEM for secondary. And as you could see, there's not that many. He is working on a daily basis. He's coming up with it. So maybe hopefully by May, he's got a lot more for math and science and STEM. Student-facing tools. Here we have more. AI use reflection, AI tutor, job interview coach for like secondary students that are getting ready to go and interview. Then you have professional task and administrators. Here it's what else can you use for your classroom? Field trip plan, emergency sub plans. You know, there's always last minute at the beginning of the school year, we have to turn in emergency sub plans. Like what do we have to turn in, or what can I turn in for, and in case of an emergency, and it's tied into your grade level and what the students needs. I did try the staff superhero image. It is cute. You just have to, of course, answer different questions. It's going to prompt you to create some stuff or what you want to do. So I'm going to go through. I'll start with some of the ones that I did. So I passed it. Let me start with the games. So I started with some games, which emoji definition game. So like Debbie said, this is the link that he already created. You could create your own copy of the gem, and here you tweak it to a specific grade level. If you like it, you change it to what you need. Then, and you could make as many copies as you want, and I'll show you right now. Not copies, but like have different gems in your bank. So this gem helps you quickly create a fun, visual, and highly engaging emoji definition game to reinforce key vocabulary, significant figures, or fundamental concepts from any topic. This is perfect for driving enthusiastic classroom discourse and review through a memorable collaborative puzzle. To use the gem, you will have a collaborative conversation with the emoji master. You will start by providing the topic you would like the game to focus on, and the grade level of your students. Gemini will then provide a clue for the secret word using the emojis for your students to guess. After your class makes a guess, the definition is revealed and the clues are explained to reinforce the learning. So I'm going to click on the link, and this is what it starts off with. So as you could see, these two are my recent ones. I started off with emoji definition, science standards game. Because what I had done, let me click on it. I had started off and I had gotten a fifth grade. Hold on. I had gotten their review. So I went into week one for next week. They're reviewing, and I had gotten their benchmark review. And all I did was, okay, let me get the teaks that they're going to be reviewing. And I ended up getting, is it here? This one. So what I did, I just put all the teaks that they were going to be getting. So it tells you this is your emoji master. Welcome everybody to emoji definition. I am the emoji master and I will be your host. Please let me know what topic you would like our game to focus on and what grade level your students are in. Actually, it looks like you've already provided me with a fantastic list of TEAC science standards. Since these cover everything from interdependency and food webs to light, electricity, and landforms, I will pick a secret word from these 4th and 5th grade science topics. So it starts off with round 1. So this is the link. So it tells you like these teachers would have to share their screen with the students and have them guess and try to come up with it. And then it'll tell you like, I have my secret. What is your class collective guesses? If you need help, just type hint, please, for one more emoji. So I asked for provide a hint. So this is what he hints me with. So he added the fork and the knife. And then I didn't answer. I just said, can you create a different emoji for each teach category? And then he started telling me category 1, here's one. Category 2, here's another emoji guess. And then in category 3, here's your emoji. Category 4. And then how to play this round. You can give me your guesses for all 4 at once, or we can tackle them one by one. Which one would you like to guess first? And I said one at a time. And then he's like, I love the focus. Let's take it one step at a time and conquer these categories. We are starting with category 1. So here's your first emoji clue. So here we have the sun, a plant, a rabbit, a fox, and then a little skull. So I'm just going to put producer. I'll just put producer. And I'll see if I get it right. If not, a very strong start. A producer is definitely a huge part of this picture, the green plant. But the specific clue I'm looking for is for the entire process shown by the arrows. Would you like to try one more guess for the whole sequence, or should I give you a hint? So it's going to be questioning you as you're going along. So if your students get it wrong, you have to tell them, okay, do we get another hint, or do we go back to the first one and see, like, he gave us a hint saying it's the entire process. We have to look at the specific arrows. What do the arrows show us? So you have a class discussion with the students, and it's actually you want that conversation so that you know if the students are understanding the concept or know the vocabulary words that they should already know for that specific concept. Okay, here's the other one that I did do earlier that I was trying. Okay, so I said, let me do an emoji definition just on food chains. So it tells me since you've already picked food chains, I'm ready to go. Let's make sure the difficulty is just right. What grade level are we looking for? Or are your students in? I put 5th grade. He said, perfect. 5th grade is a fantastic level for this. Your students are going to be pros at this. I have my secret word in mind. Here's your emoji clue. So again, he gave me, what is your class guess? And I put food chain. And then Emoji Master answers, that is a fantastic guess. You're all are quick. While your guess is the topic of our game, it wasn't the specific secret word I was looking for. The secret word was producers. So it tells you the word, and now it's going to give us a definition. Producers are living things like plants that make their own food using energy from the sun. They are the very first link in every food chain. So it tells you, okay, he's going to break it down now and explain to the students what each emoji symbol represents. So here we have the sun. This represents the source of energy that starts the whole process. The plant, this is the producer itself. It uses sunlight to grow. The consumers and decomposers. I included these to show that the plant provides the energy that eventually travels to the rabbit, then the fox, and finally back to the earth. Great start, everyone. Your brains are definitely warmed up now. Would you like to play again? We can stick with food chains and pick another one. So you see that it's going to start questioning you to go on if you want to continue or break it down like, okay, no, just let's use, say, producers. Can you give more examples on producers so that your students understand that? Or if they mastered that, okay, let's go on to, say, food webs. Okay. I do recommend you going through, here's another one. I do recommend you going through the pictures. I'll show you mine. Why I say, was it railroad? No, it was this one that we were at the end. So since I teach pre-K 3 students, I had asked the GEM to create math rotations for pre-K 3. Then I narrowed it down to rotations using the vocabulary words that we're using for equal, greater than, less than, one-to-one correspondence sets, and unequal. And then it says, what is the total time you have allocated your time for the math blocks, including the intro and the rotations? And how many minutes do you typically want the students to spend at each individual station? And I put 15 minutes for each station. I have a total of 6 stations. So it started telling me like how many students, the class size, are there any specific differentiated needs I should account, and working on verbalizing more or less, or students who need support with fine motor skills. And I put 25 students in total using vocabulary appropriate for the lesson. So you started customizing. So here are my station. So 1, more or less, is math exploration, 1-to-1. Station 2, and then station 3, 4, 5, 6. And then it gives me a little explanation on each one. What are the next steps? Can you create a visual? So he created some visuals for the kids. Okay, this is what we're going to end up doing. And like Debbie said, it'll ask you what you have in your classroom. Like we do have a blue rug, tech table, yellow table, sand table, open floor, green table. And then as I go, at the end, I asked for to create images for the vocabulary words. When I do highly recommend getting an example or seeing it, previewing it before, greater than, less than. When I shared it with Debbie, we did get confused with the arrows. I get that this side is greater and this side is less than. This side is less than, but then we're like, this last blueberries is where we were like, okay, we can't, if we see it and we're getting confused, the students are going to get confused as well. But you don't have to use the arrows. You could cut it out, customize it to your students' needs, and then use it the way you want the students to use it. Like I was using the I ended up using the sorry, I know my time's up. Using the sticks. Anna, can you get me the green sticks that are over here, please? So I could share with that. And with that, I'm just gonna end because I know our time is up, right, Debbie?
Yeah, you're good. We have a couple more minutes.
Okay. So I ended up using these. I ended up printing it out, and instead of using the arrows, my kids know that the alligator chomps on the bigger number. So we ended up using these instead of those big arrows. So that's how I was able to modify it so I could use that visual here in the classroom with the students. So I'll stop sharing. Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you.
I went over.
No,
Sorry.
you did awesome. And there's just so many resources and gems
There
that he has
is.
created already. It makes it so easy for the teacher because you don't have to do so much of the behind the scenes prompting. He has it set up for that activity to already get like a pretty good result.
Yes,
And of course, you can
and you
always
could just
tweak.
narrow it down to like something
Mhm.
specific or a specific vocabulary word that you want or a prompt. You know, it's something simple. Keep prompt short and it's simple. You have to model first, then let the students try it. Like you have to play with it in order for you know what to like, how to prompt it. Like don't make the same mistake I did that gave it a whole list of tics just for review for the week. But like you go along and you know what category or what tic your students are having trouble with.
Yeah, great for teacher planning and all those different activities.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for attending. We're going to do a quick door prize drawing. So good luck to all of you that are here. Thanks for joining us. Let me just share my screen and let's spin the wheel. Let me just shuffle a little bit and we'll see who wins our door prize today. Who will the lucky winner be? And my music didn't play today. Miss Butanda is our lucky winner. She has to go to Vegas because she is a very lucky lady.
Yay, or go buy yourself a lotto ticket too.
Yes, good luck. Thank you again, ladies, for attending. Maria, thank you so much for the great
Thank you.
explanation of showing us all those EduGems. I do have the link to the Canvas slide, so you have the link that takes you directly to Eric Kurtz's website with the EduGems that he has created. And also think about joining his email list because he does send really good information every week. So thanks again for attending, and you all go and have a good evening and a good rest of the week.
Yay, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Uran.